Hey, what up, homies? I was just watching Deep in the Street, my homie. I don't know what his name is, but he's my homie. And he was talking about how, doing some time and hey, what that one stupid fucking thing that put you in jail. It's so stupid. Don't go. I did 3 years. 3 fucking years. I was facing 12. Okay. All just drugs. Maybe a little fighting, but mostly drugs. And a lot. Like I was facing 12 years. I had 4 or 5 felonies. 4 felonies, 3 years each. And they ran them all concurrent, which is cool, instead of consecutive. So I only got 2 years total. But I had a friend. Listen, I went in there and I have a tattoo that says Manson family right here, and it's LSD 25 from when I was just a kid, fucked up about Charlie Manson. Right? So in prison, they go that I'm riding with these. I'm rolling. I'm Native American, a quarter. So I'm Cherokee, right? I have blue eyes though. And my dad used to always go, "Oh, you're the only blue-eyed Indian I know," right? My dad was half, and my grandma was full Cherokee. I have my card and everything. I didn't know I could roll neutral, all that shit till later. I was already in the South Side car because the wood. There's this fucking. You know how? Okay, you go in, and they have, at least in California jails. I've been in jails in a few different states, but in California, you've got paisas, which are the people that are like the illegals. They only speak Spanish. The Southsiders, which are your homies, your fucking gang, like Mexican people that live here, that were born here, and they're Mexican Americans, like Chiefs. So, I was born in East LA. Now that was cool. Anyway, so I have a friend that I had gotten some tools to here and there, you know what I'm saying? And he was a youngster. He was like 20 years old. He was like 20 something, like 22 maybe, right? And he got caught. He was a gangbanger, and he was my roommate, right? And I lived with like 3 or 4 people. He was the only one that was a gangbanger on Roscoe, and I lived right there on Van Nuys and Blythe, Kester. If you know where the fuck Blythe and Van Nuys is, dude, I had to pack. 12-year-olds pack at night. Like, you walk down any night, because you could walk down to the weed shop, which was open 24/7. It really just was a house. It said 420 as the address, whatever. Anyway, you'd go in there at like 3 a.m, and all fucking boom, and dude would come out, you'd be playing all this, techno, and they'd come out and their eyes would be like fucking pancakes. I'm like, they're, tripping on the ecstasy or mushrooms or something, probably ecstasy. So anyway, I used to sell them clones. I'd sell them 3 trays of 50 clones at a time. Boom, $3 a clone. So one tray, I'd sell them 2 trays for $300 because it was 99 clones. It kept it under 100 plants, even though they were illegal anyway. So fuck it. I mean, the shop was illegal, but I'd come in and I'd give them, because I grew too, at my own. But I didn't flower. I did flower, but I realized, look, I don't have to waste all this electricity and have all this, my high pressure sodium lights, which are fucking 1,000. There are 1,000, fucking volts, right? Each one, boom, 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 boom. And that's what you have to use to flower. But to grow vegetative and growing them like where each node's like this, like this, like this, is you have chains that come down on 2 4-foot long. They're called T8s, and it has 4 tubes, right? 2 tubes in one and 2 tubes in the other. This is ghetto as fuck, but it works awesome. Excuse me. So as the plants grow, right? And even the mothers, right? That I cut the clones off and put them in the little clone things. So I would just then put the lights right on top of the plants, right at the top, right? And I'd raise the chains as the plants grew, right? The clones or whatever. Because I sold the trays, right, for $3 a clone. So it would be $300 for 99 clones to them. Every 2 weeks, boom, 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 right? That is awesome. So and not even having to deal with flowering, not having to deal with trimming and curing and jarring and selling, nothing. And I didn't even have to use, and the electricity was that of fucking, the neon lights, and they will not burn the tops of your plants. The tops of your plants could go up in there. And when you do them on chains, they're way down here when they start, and you just lift the lights up on chains. And you can even, if like one side is not going as fast, you can move the plants around, or you can tilt the lights, like have one side go up more, and to get the other side to catch up, shit like that. And you already have them female because you have your mother's plants, right? I would have 2 or 3 different kinds of of that I would take clones off of and put them in the 50 tray, right? And so I mean, it was the best way to do it, right? Anyway, so yeah. Oh, back to jail. There was one Peckerwood mother. We had a riot. Okay, Twin Towers, first of all. Twin Towers in LA is fucking scary. Okay, I've been in a lot of scary jails and prisons. This is scary. Anyway, I went in. We had a riot. Fucking some dude, they cut some dude's hand off and took them over. And it was fucked up. Motherfuckers getting poked up. This was just at jail. Not even prison. This was just jail. Okay. Motherfuckers, they were hard. And then they try to put me to wayside, right? It takes 4 days to get processed in. I mean, you're innocent till proven guilty, supposedly. It takes 4 days. It took me 4 days to get a bed, and that was on the floor, to get a mattress and get housed in a unit. And I was in 5800. I'll never forget. 5800. Then it takes you 2 to 3 days to get in. But if you want to wait to see the doctor, and I was like, you don't know what time it is. It doesn't even matter at that point. You're just trying to sleep. Everyone smells. It's the worst thing in the whole world. Like it should be totally cruel and unusual punishment. They have like 50 dudes in a place smaller than my house, my bathroom. It's like unbelievable. And they have movies constantly playing, gangster movies and shit, like just to get you all pissed off and shit. I don't never understand why fucking when you're an inmate and you get TV, everyone watches Cops. I'm like, dude, you're in jail. I used to tell the cops, what are you going to do, arrest me? They're like, no. Boom, lights out. Come back all fucked up. I'd be like, fuck you. Boarding up our fucking, we would call it, what is it called? Boarding up. Because they ran out of room. And we fucking tied they had us in the holding cells to go to court. That's where they were housing us, right? And they were once in a while coming by and giving, oh, wait, when I got in, I went in, right? And, oh my God, it's just so disgusting. I don't know. Anyway, I waited. You move room to room to room, blah, 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 blah. Finally, they called your name. They said, do you want to wait to see the doctor? This is after 48 hours of just laying there, right? And laying on the floor or whatever. Just, being paused, just sitting there. And you go through a room and they're like, if anyone has anything, now drop it. Like, and you ain't gonna get busted. There's shit all over the floor. I'm like, fuck, because I was totally strung out on heroin and other drugs, but mostly heroin and benzos was what was gonna make me kick like a motherfucker, and I did. But listen to this. I kicked worse in Santa Barbara County twice. I can't do it again. I kicked methadone. Then in Twin Towers, I just kicked heroin, which is like a week. Man. Anyway, listen. So I waited. I said, I'm going to wait and talk to the doctor because they don't give you your methadone. I wasn't on methadone. I was just on heroin. I went up finally. I don't know what time. I think it was the middle of the night. Because there's no windows or anything like that. And it said 3 a.m. I think it was 3 a.m. the way the doctor was all tired and shit. But it was this, I must have got so lucky because it was this black guy. And he was the doctor. And he was so fucking cool, man. So cool, bro. I was like, all of you guys, no one's in here. But people might watch it later. Anyway, I said, I'm gonna wait to see the doctor. I have a problem because I do. I have epilepsy. I will go into seizures if I don't have fucking seizure medicine, Klonopin, right? They can give me Dilantin like they did in fucking Santa Barbara. In Denver, in Boulder, Colorado, oh my God, if you go in and you're a speed addict, they give you Adderall. If you're a heroin addict, they give you a morphine patch. It's like... I woke up in that place. Time there was so easy. Anyway, that was in Colorado. Denver was scary. It's the same jail they had since before 1900, in the 1800s. And it's all underground. It's like fucking dungeon catacombs, dude. Rats. It's scary. There's rats in LA. Okay, now listen. So the doctor is super cool. The doctor's like, hey, bro, what's up? I'm like, I'm fucking sick. Because at this time, I'm really starting to get sick, right? And I'm like, I'm dope sick. I'm on a heroin addict. Plus, I need Klonopin. And you just don't get Klonopin. You just don't get Klonopin and Clonidine. Anyway, he goes, well, it's, he was like, I'm just tired. He's like, well, okay, you're like a pretty good guy. I'll hook you up. And this was after I went to prison. No. I don't know, somewhere along the line when I was a fuck up. Anyway, he said, okay, so I'm like, he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm a heroin addict. I'm kicking. I'm hating it. And plus I have epilepsy. That's why I have this right here. It says epilepsy on it. And he said, okay, I'm gonna give you Klonopin, 2 milligram Klonopin 3 times a day, 2.02. And I said, I have high blood pressure because Clonidine helps you kick any opiate. It just does. And so I said, I have high blood pressure too, because I do take Clonidine for high blood pressure. But it helped me kick too. Helps you kick. That's what they give you. So he goes, all right, well, he goes, okay, I'm gonna give you a kick setup that lasts 7 days, okay? And I was just in there on a heroin charge that I had just gotten released for a heroin charge less than 3 months before. I was an idiot. And I was didn't want to show my face. My bail got down to $100 and I wouldn't call anybody. I was too embarrassed. They just bailed me out for 10 G's from fucking Santa Barbara. So I didn't want to do it. Anyway, it ended up running concurrent. Boom. Because it was so within 3 months and shit. Same type of substance abuse problems, heroin and pills and shit. And it's like, dude, I'm a fucking junkie. That's not my fault. It's not like I stuck somebody. Just kidding. Anyway, so the doctor goes, look, okay, I'm going to give you a kick setup, which it turned out for 7 days. And then I'm going to give you your Klonopin, 2 milligrams 3 times a day. I'm going to give you Clonidine 0.02 3 times a day, right? And everyone runs at the med. It's like they have 3 times a day. They do meds at med call. Everyone calls it happy hour. And if you're ever in the med tank. Anyway, so that's how I got to be. So anyway, this is the cool part of the story. And then I'm going to tell you my gangbanger friend, how I had to school his ass. Me and my friend Weasel that had done time too. We had to school him on what to do. He said, my friends walk around. He said he didn't have a bed. He just walk around with his blanket in his box and or whatever, your blankets and shit, his robe. And he just, should I walk around? What if there's no, I'm like, do not walk around looking like you don't know what the fuck you're doing, dude. Okay? So anyway, listen, I got my shit. I was dope sick. So in the kick setup, it had like a couple of Vicodin every day for 7 days and whatever. A couple like Benadryl, some other shit helped me. Oh, some Somas. It was nice for 7 days, plus all the Clonidine and Klonopin, which I got that the whole time. After the 7 days run, I still got it. I was in there for 3 weeks only. Because I wasn't catching the chain up. That was from Santa Barbara is where I got the chain up to go to go up. Anyway, but LA, they did try to take me to Wayside, right? Fuck Wayside. 3 high bunk beds. I was in the middle, and the white wood Peckerwood piece of shit walks up to me. He's like, "You got in late last night, so you don't have to do your reps this morning." I'm like, "Fuck you! You do your time the way I sleep my time away. Fuck you!" And they're like, "You're dead. You are dead." I knew I was leaving in the morning before they were opening it up, right? 4-yard time or whatever. And so they come. I knew they were coming because I already saw them. I said, "I need my medicine." They go, "We don't have Klonopin." I said, "That's my medicine." So they said they shipped me back alone with some wannabe rapper dude to handcuff him. Just me and him on the Grey Goose back to Twin Towers. Now listen, when I went into Twin Towers, here's what happened. Before I caught the chain up to Wayside, when I first got in, it took me 4 days, and I had my shit, and I'm standing outside of 5800, and the doors open, and he goes, "Hey, go," and I go in, and then about just a few minutes later, a little bit later, I'm the wood dude's like, "Yeah, I'm the wood rep." He had he's this fat piece of shit. It said Peckerwood right here. And he's supposed to have a kitty. Each Southside, Paisa, Woods, and Blacks should have each their own kitty of coffee for those people that only have welfare packs and they don't have shit. He did. And they have the toilet paper. They have everything. You don't ask the CEO. They'll say, "Ask your rep." And this guy was a fat piece of shit. He didn't share the kitty, nothing. So word got out. I wanted to overthrow him. There was only like 4 Woods in there, right? So anyway, I ended up I tossed the head fucking I ended up playing cards. See, Southsiders and Woods can sit at the same tables and use the same phones. But you cannot, and Pisces have their own table, and Blacks have their 2 tables, and we have our 2 tables. Anyway, so my spade partner was the shot caller for the South Sides, right? And I'm like, "Why don't you ride on card, dude?" I'm like, they call me Manson. That's why I said my tattoo says Manson family. Manson, you want to join our fucking thing, right? Oh, wait, before that, the first thing, I walk in about a half an hour, I didn't know nobody yet, nothing. So I walked in, it was scary as hell, right? Fucking LA, Twin Towers. I walk in, and then right then, lunch came. And you all have to watch, everyone lines up and gets their lunch, and then the CEO leaves. They leave. And this fucking black dude, this wiry little black fucker. I mean, he is pretty good. It's bigger than me a little bit, but You know, he goes, give me your fucking sandwich wood. Give me your sandwich wood. I'm like, come get it, nigga. Come get it, motherfucking nigga. Come on. And cause dude, I got my ass beat. Like, I've gotten way more finer ass beatings than that. I'm like, that's all you got, you fuck bitch. I have my sandwiches still. If I would have gave him my sandwiches, I would never have another sandwich or one night any respect from anyone. You cannot. If someone comes up to you, you've got to. Everyone's like, respect, dude. I mean, I was fucked up. The dude kicked my ass. I mean, I got a couple licks and don't think I didn't. You know, I fucked him up a little bit, but more so, I got my ass kicked. I've been beat by 5 skinheads, all in steel-toed boots at the same time. So, hey, motherfucker, you ain't fucking with me. It ain't gonna hurt. So I'm balled up on the floor, and he's hitting me. Probably all of them fucking niggas hitting me. Man, I'm not racist. This is just how it's politics in jail. Especially in LA. So that's why I was like, oh, you want my sandwiches? Why don't you come get them? And I kind of like put them in my shorts or whatever and was like, you know, let him throw a punch. The cops don't care if you fight. Well, and we had a riot though once, and the cops came in. It was a huge thing. But anyway, yeah, so you cannot go in and be a pussy. You gotta go in, even if you lose. Everyone was like, Manson, you've got a fucking heart, boy. You got heart, man. You fucking got respect from everybody in the whole fucking, whatchamacallit, the whole, what do they call it? It's because it's not a pod. It's a, I guess, it's not like it's not like in Santa Barbara and other jails, you have your house. Like everyone has their own, like upper tier, the next tier, everyone has their own house, right? Their own cell. But then there's the day room. This wasn't that. This was like wayside. This was all bunk beds in just 2 though. Bunk beds in, what do you call that? You know, a fucking dorm. A dorm. That's what it was. Dorm. And then 5900 was across once you could kind of talk to them through the window a little bit. But you could not, like I got in trouble. I had a friend named Earl that was a black guy, a junkie. He only had 1 tooth. And I'm all, what are you going to do when you get out of here? He's like, I'm like, me too. And this guy, when we got released, was like, dude, he's all, what are you going to do out of here? Because there was like 4 of us that got released at the same time. They release you at court, and your shit's at the jail, and you have to wear this yellow clown suit, and everyone knows you're in jail. And you gotta traverse the city to get back to get your clothes and shit, right? So I finally got OR'd. I never end up calling nobody. I got my own finally after 3 weeks. I put myself through that. Maybe that is something I needed to do. Toughen my ass up, right? Whatever. So anyway, I ended up, I shot I didn't like the woods, and I wanted to, because that Peckerwood wouldn't give me toilet paper at the right time. I'm like, give me a couple rolls of toilet, fuck you, give me a roll, you know, like, fuck you, give me some coffee, go, fuck you, man. You know, like, I was pissed. So there's only like 5, maybe 10 woods. There's probably 80 people in the dorm, and about less than 10 woods, right? And so anyway, they said Manson. So I ended up being able, like somehow me and the shot caller for the Southsiders became spade partners because we could look at each other. We had signals, come on. We could just look at each other and be like, can you pull, how many can you pull? For some reason, we were just really good together as a team. And so one day, he goes, Manson, do you want to join it? Why don't you? I was bitching about the white good people, right? The Woods, that Peckerwood, that wouldn't help. There was an Otto, this dude named Otto. He was a white guy. He was my friend, and he was one bunk down and over. And we would sit there and play gin rummy and shit. But then when I started playing spades a lot with the Southsiders, they said, "Why don't you write it?" I was saying, "Oh, because I said I'm fucking gonna do a coup on our white rep, and I'm gonna be the rep." And he heard about that. Well, I didn't even care. Just I wanted someone cooler to be a rep than him. You know, he was a dick. And so he heard about that, and the only two people that were White Woods that would even do anything he said, or maybe some other people in South said, he sent them after me, sent a couple missiles my way, right? And Otto told me, he goes, "Hey, Manson," he said, "dude, they're shooting a couple missiles your way. Be careful. You know, they got your number, man." I'm like, "Who?" And they're like, "The Woods." I'm like, "All right, then." And so at that point, I was like, fuck. I was like, "Fuck this, man." So I'm sitting there playing cards, and I'm telling him about it a little bit, right? Homeboy comes up to me, Otto, and says something to me in my ear or whatever, or sends me a kite or something. And I read it or whatever. And I tell him what's happening. "Oh, yeah, they're going to try and get me in the shower. They're going to try and fucking get me, you know, stick me, shank me, whatever." And I'm like, "Whatever, man. Fuck it." You know, and they go, "Dude, why don't you ride with us, man?" It's in like, "You can ride in our car, bro. You're fucking on." You're like, "Cool as fuck." But they said, "But they said, we will make sure nothing happens to you, Manson. We like you. You're a cool motherfucker. Ride in our car. And but it's not gonna be all freebie time. Okay? If you want to ride with us, any white person that does something wrong, any Wood that fucking is like doing something wrong, you have to what did they call me? Man, they called me the regulator." They go, "You have to regulate. It's immediate regulation. You've got to just run and fucking whoever it is, right? If they're white, doing wrong, not doing what you're supposed to do." So they had, and some of them were not all there, right? Like, so there's this old guy. Let me tell you how I said, "Okay, I want to do that. I want to take that deal." Because and they said, "Okay." And then their shot caller told that shot caller to tell the Wood shot caller to leave me alone, that I'm now with the Southsiders, and if you want to fuck with me, he's gonna fuck with the entire Southsiders. So he shut the fuck up. And after that, well, first then after this, well, I'll tell you in a minute when I had to regulate a couple times. It's fun. But they, every time, "Manson, spread!" Fucking they made the best spread. They made also this peanut brittle shit. Oh my God. And they made fire Pruno. So like, and they always fucking shared with me. Cause I was Manson, I was in their car. But they really didn't until I a couple times regulated, and then they were like, "Fuck yeah, Manson," because they would, as soon as I would drop the person, they were all over them. They just kicking them and shit, because that's what they liked. I mean, they like violence. So I would just do the initial fuck. I would run, just boom, all my weight right on the motherfucking dude's face. I would tell him though, I'd be like, "Dude, you're around the trash can and you're wandering around. Oh, here's one. The first one, watch. This guy was stealing food from people. Okay, this Wood. He was like just like a creepy Wood guy. And he was like, and they baited his ass. They took a peanut, they had a whole lunch all nice and fresh and made it look all kick-ass, right? And put it on the corner of one of the tables, one of the spade tables. They have checkers, like it's patterns on the tables for checkerboard or backgammon or whatever. Anyway, So they go, Manson, you gotta regulate this fool. He's stealing. And I'm like, where? And they're like, come here, come on, Manson, come on. And I go over there, and they're like, see, watch. See him? He's looking at it. And he was walking by and looking around and kind of tugging on it. I mean, this is a lunch, dude. 2 sandwiches and chips. And what if they give you? Cookies. And they totally set him up, right? So then, boom, he hit the bait. It was just like fly fishing, watching the fish hit your fucking line. And as soon as he did it, I ran from where I was at. They're like, get him, Manson, get him. You have to. Like, if they said, if you don't fuck that dude up, we're going to fuck you up then. Okay, so that was part of the agreement. You can ride in our car, and if you don't fucking take care of any wood that fucks up, then we're fucking you up. So I thought of it like, hey man, I'm not gonna get my ass kicked over this asshole stealing shit or whatever. So whatever, yeah. So he's fucking stealing shit. So no, finally I see him, boom, we all see him. He grabs the fucking lunch, right? And I'm running down the little hallway between the bunks, and I just, boom, and it just exploded. And he went down, and all the Southsiders just started kicking the fuck out of him. He was fucked up. They're like, you done us proud, Manson. And then, like, after that, there's a couple other instances where I had to fuck up some people. I had to initiate violence. That could have made me have to catch more charges, but I did, thank God I didn't, because you can't. If they would have ratted on me or something and pressed charges, but they didn't. And I mean, the cops are very corrupt. They don't care. They bet on fights and shit. They don't give a fuck. But so anyway, it was cool though, man. They would always be like, Manson, spread, or fucking Brito. Every time they always included me and shit. It was cool, man. And they taught me, you can't reach over someone's tray at dinner. Do not ever sit on a black person's bed. You can't play. You cannot eat. If I gave a roll to Earl, my friend, the junkie guy, that was the 1-2, I gave him my roll. He said, "Are you gonna eat that?" And I'm like, "No, here." And I got chewed out for that, man. They're like, "Dude, you do not." This was when I was rolling still with the Woods. They're like, "You can't give food to the blacks." Same within the South Side guard. They go, look, because they had to teach you. And it's a lot. There's different politics in some different jails. Like Santa Barbara, there was no politics really. It was just like, whatever. Colorado, Denver, there wasn't. But whatever. It is what it is. And, I'm not racist, but you've got to be. It's like you've got to be. That's how they do. That's how they, like, Deep in the Street was saying. They pick you. Like, they look at, when you go in, they look at all your tattoos. They scan all your tattoos and look at all your tracks. And, okay, you're an IV drug user. You're a heroin addict. You have, if I had swastikas and shit, I have like Native American tattoos. And so they put me in shit. People in a pod where, where you're going to be kind of around the same people, not in Twin Towers, but in Santa Barbara. Because every time I went to jail in Santa Barbara, I went to the same cell. And it was the one cell that was on the top tier all the way on the end, the only one on a camera view. So any fight went down in my house, right? And I had this pussy ass fucking, and I was on probation hold, and everyone's like, dude, Manson, fucking good time, work time, Manson, good time, work time. I'm like, I don't get good time, work time. Fuck you. I don't get good time because I'm in here on probation hold. That does nothing for me. So no, I'm not gonna help you, Mom. Sorry. And in Santa Barbara, because I was like really high up selling shit to people, that I had a kind of made a name and a reputation for myself to where when I went in there, everybody like Mr. Pharmacy, you know, everybody knew me, you know. And my friend Mikey that I used to shoot dope with, he's huge. He had been in there for already like a few months. And he's like, dude, anyone go, they're dead, dead. One dude fucked. I go, man, I set my fucking cantina sheet down. And yes, it had my name on it. You know how they say, what? Did it have your fucking name on it? Yeah, it did. And it was halfway filled out. And I had it sitting on the table down there with my pencil on top. And the motherfucking, this guy just took it upon himself just to clean it up or whatever. Threw it away. I'm like, dude, Mike, listen, Mike, that was the guy. Mike, this guy's fucking threw away my shit. What? It wasn't, I didn't even tell him. I was yelling. Everyone came out because I'm like, dude, don't touch. Why are you touching other people's shit? Why? And he's like, right, saying all this bullshit. I'm like, if it don't have your name on it and it ain't nothing about you, don't fucking touch it. I was so pissed. He just threw it away. And you only get one. You can't just request new ones. Because you have to have it turned in by a certain time. So Mike all of a sudden comes out, sees the commotion. He's like, are you fucking with my boy? Boom! Went down. I was like, Mike, told me. Yeah. There's some fun times in jail. And it's like war. You meet comrades. It's like, because it really is in a way, depending on how your time is done and how everything works out. It's going to be a different experience pretty much for everybody. Oh, the other thing is my friend that was a gangbanger is a gangbanger. He was like 23 at the time and he got busted for a firearm. I'm like, how in the fuck can you be in it? I don't get that. That's the other thing. How are you a gangster and you don't shoot the cop? Isn't that what you do? Why your brand? You have a gun on you, loaded, one in the pipe. A cop comes up to you, potentially in the way of you and what you're trying to do, and you have a fully loaded pipe right there. Boom. You take them out and keep on going. That's what you do, right? That's what a gangster does. A real street nigga. That's what they do, okay? So, and that's not against my homie, but he didn't know. So anyway, me and my friend Weasel, that was older, he was my age, you know, and we were trying to tell him, look, this is what happens. And he goes, my friend told me if I can't find a place, just do lay on the floor. And, oh my God, I was like, no, you cannot walk in there looking like you don't know what the fuck you're doing, dude. Walk in there and act like you own the place. And he was a good fighter too. He got shot in the leg and he was still on crutches. And I watched him fuck a dude up. My other homie, Memo, yeah. Memo and Anthony. Anthony was my homie, and he's still gang banging. I look at his baby mama's fine. Sorry if you see this, Anthony. He knows I think she's fine. It doesn't matter. But he had to go in and do like a 3-year bid, some shit. Not even that, like 2 years. And I just said, don't catch another charge. And I said, do not join a gang in prison. Don't. You'll just catch more charges or you'll catch a fucking shank. Don't do it. Because you're going to go in on a fucking 2-year bullshit bid that's nothing. Okay? 2 years is a blink. Especially in prison, when if you have money, you could get dope and shit. And you could just nod through it. I could do, if I had all my medications and shit, I could do 10 years on my head. That's that simple. Maybe not in anywhere, really, whatever. Anyway, so that is what that's my story right there. There's a lot of cool shit that happened in between and stuff, and I'll tell you guys if you want to know. And they're funny. I just seen a bunch of jail videos. I'm gonna make a jail or prison video, a jail video. I have so much more cool like tricks on how to make fire, how to do this, how to do that, how to fuck everything, right? So I'll be back on parole. Ain't taking nothing because I'm ready to roll. I go to school now. It's just the front. I'm still serving dope. These what they want. Count 5 to 10. 10 to 20, and I just keep on making money. All right? Be out. Fighting we fall.